My name is Matt. I left in 2019 and sixth form I studied sociology, history and business. Most importantly, the environment. I studied here at GCSE level, and then when I actually came into sixth form I felt very comfortable with that network of support I had with my teachers who supported me throughout obviously sixth form but previously through GCSE. So when I actually got to learning and engaging, I felt quite confident. My sixth form highlights were firstly hosting the political hustling here with Alex. We both kind of sat down at the front and took questions from the crowd, but also had our own questions. So we had Alex Chalk, George Penny and Max Wilkerson there, also the leader of the Monster Raven Alumni Party, who has now unfortunately actually passed away. But that was a real highlight. We had people from Bournemouth and Belcast and all other schools coming in to listen to it, and it's essentially what I want to do in my career as well, so very focused. There was also an icebreaker that I organised between year 12 and 13, which was great fun, hosted at Revolutions Cheltenham, and that was kind of very much a get together with people who you wouldn't usually speak to or spend time with, trying to kind of see what the younger years relate in. I think sixth form of my time was kind of split. Now that it's integrated, it was quite split, year 12 and 13. And the final part was the Young Minds charity event, which was raising awareness and funds for mental health for young people. We all wore yellow, took loads of photos, walked around and collected money, which I found quite fun. It allowed you to throw a little spin on your sixth form dress as well, which I know some people very much enjoyed. So originally I was going to study history and law at University of Nottingham, but that fell through and I ended up going into COVID year. Yeah, wasn't great. And then I moved on to liberal arts and studied that at Nottingham for 3 years. During my time at Nottingham, I started picking up more of my own interests, things I really enjoy, such as running. So I did the Cheltenham Half Marathon here, mountaineering, climbed Scafell Pike recently, and further than that, I've also kind of tried broadening my own horizons by travelling to places I previously haven't been to. So went from Eastern Europe to Budapest, to Central Europe in Krakow, to the Pyrenees, and all the way to Southeast Asia in Thailand, Cambodia and Vietnam, trying to kind of learn from different cultures and understand people that obviously haven't lived the same life and the privilege we share here in the UK. And since then I have come back and started working as a caseworker, a parliamentary caseworker for the MP. I felt like climbing Scafell Pike, when I did that, did the 2 days with a wild camp. When I was at the top of the mountain, although it was foggy and about 40-50 mile-per-hour winds, it did feel like I was on the top of the world. So that was probably my personal physical achievement. Culturally, it was definitely traveling and meeting new people. You know, we took mopeds around the mountains of Vietnam, for example, for a couple of days, and you were just kind of stood around there and talking to the locals and spending time with them and learning about their culture. It was really enriching. But so far, it's starting my career being a parliamentary worker. I feel that that's the first step, and it makes me quite happy with myself. So the caseworker is employed by Parliament and works for usually the local MP. Other caseworkers I know work indeed for their MP. There's a range of roles you can do, but for mine, as a junior caseworker, I essentially deal with all sorts of issues and problems that come through from constituents. I meet businesses, I work around with the local MP, supporting him in his daily actions, kind of keeping up with him, go to meetings, take notes for him. It's a sort of PA role, but without the constant need for interaction with your boss, I'd say, in that sense. It's a lot more of engaging with constituents via various modes of communication, from email to phone call. And yeah, we support them, you signpost them to the correct authorities, guide them, and the sort of relevant bodies get involved in whatever the issue is. So I'm in constant contact with most places in Cheltenham that kind of deal with these issues, from the council to housing to highways. So most importantly, I think out of all my sixth form subjects, if I'm going to be more specific, was sociology, since I didn't do politics here, but I was always interested in politics. So the sixth form enabled me to kind of pursue politics outside of the academics, like the political hustling and engaging with the community, hosting election days, etc. So I remember when the general election happened in 2019, we had a whole thing about it here. Announcing, and we had a mock vote with students, which was quite a lot of fun, seeing how everyone voted. Of course, I think overwhelmingly Labour, and then in general kind of preparing myself through sociology by understanding people, understanding ways of thinking, and that really helped me with my political philosophy and philosophy in general, but also how to engage with others. That all came from the environment I had here, the support network I had, and the friendships I built, and that really, really helped me when I came into not only my career but also to university. I actually wanted to do the civil service when I finished. Obviously another opportunity came up, but I would love to work for government. Public service is kind of my passion, so anything to do with public service in, let's say, civil service itself or the EU. There's a lot of schemes that you can kind of get into, like the Schumann scheme. The fact that I have a second language as well means that I can pick that up. And if not, I also have looked at other opportunities within government and public service, such as planning, transport, home office, immigration services. I think the sort of it's really broad, but working within public service is what I wanted to do, and sticking to kind of the more national issues is I think what I would go for.